Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So inshallah we continue in the subject Quran, Ulumul Quran, the sciences of the Quran. Just to refresh your memory, uh, this title, Ulumul Quran, is study about everything have connection with the Quran, connection with how we recite Quran, different type of qiraat. We mentioned last week the difference between Quran, Hadith and Hadith Qudsi, Quran, everything from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jibril and Muhammad did not involve. And the Hadith, everything from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Hadith Qudsi is from Allah, but the wording from Muhammad sallallahu right? And then we talk about revelation, right? So today we will talk about the history, how the Quran it was revealed, right? And it's very important that you pay attention, right? Take away your cell phone, anything will distract you, okay? So you can get benefit, inshallah. Yeah, Basim. Basim, are you there, Basim?
Yes, sorry. The revelation of the Quran began in the Laylatul Qadr of Ramadan, the 27th night or one of the odd nights after the 21st, after the Prophet Muhammad had passed the 40th year of his life. That is around the year 610 during his seclusion in the cave of Hira on a mountain near Makkah.
So Muhammad when he was 40 years old, he have three things that he used to do, right? And I think no, he was 38 years old, 2 years before 40, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember that there is no school prophets. To be prophet, you cannot learn. It is by Allah's choice, right? So Muhammad didn't know that he's going to become prophets. So therefore, he was shocked when he received the first revelation. So it's three things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in order to make preparation for Muhammad, so he not shocked when he received it. But still, he was shocked also, right? The first, he said that Allah let like a tree, a rock, like talk to him. Sometimes he said he was walking and Assalamu alaikum. He go around, nobody. There was a tree, right? And then sometimes a rock says salam to him. So therefore, when he came back from Medina, he said, I remember the rock, the stone that used to say salam to me. And the second, he had a dream, and almost every night, right? And the dream become reality in the morning. So one day said, Khadija, I had a dream last night that your uncle is coming. And then he brought this and this and this. Exactly. And the next day, her uncle came and brought exactly what Rasulullah described. Right? And the last one, he liked to be alone. Right? He will tell inshallah why he wanted to be alone. So he went to the cave, called Jabal Nur in the Wadi Hira. Inshallah, when you have opportunity to go to Umrah or Hajj, so you can climb there, because from the mountain you can see the city of Makkah, right? So that's the beginning. Rasulullah he stayed in the mountain of Hira. Yeah. How revelation came, Ubaidillah?
Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha. Al-Harith bin Hisham asked Allah's apostle, O Allah's apostle, How is the divine inspiration revealed to you? Allah's apostle replied, sometimes it is revealed. Like the ringing of a bell, this form of inspiration is the hardest of all, and then this state passes off after I have grasped what I inspired. Sometimes the angel comes in the form of a man and talks to me, and I grasp whatever he says. Bukhari.
Yeah. So according to Quran, there is three ways, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send the revelation, right? Right. The first one is by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspire, you know, in the mind of the prophets, all prophets is, you know, sometimes is through dream. Remember that all the dream of the prophet is revelation, right? Yeah. So come to dream. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk directly, but through a curtain. Like he talked to Musa alayhi salam, like he talked to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he ascended to the heaven. Remember that? Yeah. Or Allah sent the angel Jibril in the form of human being. That's the easiest one, right? That's the easiest one. Because when the other one is really heavy, right? Aisha said, sometime in the winter, very cold, he was sweat, lot of sweat. If you ride the camel lean down, right? It's heavy, not easy, right? Sophia?
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
The first revelation. The first revelation that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ received is in the first verses of Surah Al-Alaq. Read in the name of your Lord, who created man from a clot. Read, and your Lord is most bountiful. He who taught the use of the pen taught man which he knew not. The reminder of Surah 96, which now has 19 ayat, was revealed on some later occasion.
Yeah. So, as we know that Muhammad Sallallahu, so one day he was in the cave and suddenly Jibril came. And Jibril said, read in the name of your Lord. Iqra. Bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Right? I know that you know the story. I just want to analyze, look at the wisdom behind all this. Right? If you look at to Muhammad Sallallahu when he was 40, that means he had everything. He made business with Khadija. Remember that? He married Khadija. He have children now, right? So he was successful in financially, status, everything now. But he did not. He feels something missing, something not right. Right? Something you find a lot of people. They graduated, they have good job and all this, they have big house, many cars, but not happy. That's what Muhammad did feel. So therefore, he had to do something. So what he did, he in Arabic called khulwa. He tried to breaking off from the routine, right? So he went to the cave for months, right? Right. So therefore, we cannot, have good connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? We cannot feel your ruh unless sometimes you do Arabic called khalwa. Right? You have to cut off from the internet connection, from WhatsApp, Instagram, and either you go to room or you go to masjid, for example. That's called in Arabic called itikaf. You focus. Without that, impossible. So therefore, why pray at night is different. Because in prayer at night, you cut off everything. Only you and Allah, right? Then you can feel that you feed your soul, right? So sometimes you have to be alone, khalwa, try to cut off with anything. What Muhammad do? Because there's no salat, he was in the cave. What did he do? They do two things. Arabic called tafakkur. He was reflect. Something we need to do reflect. Why my heart is hard? Why it's difficult for me to wake up for Fajr? Why I'm lazy reading Quran, right? And then you do tadabbur. You look at around, look at the people in Makkah. They're divided between the have not. Woman no value. People worshiping the idols, right? Yeah. So that's part of ibadah, tafakkur. Second one, in order to find the solution, you need the mentor, the guide. Because his prophet, his mentor will be what? Jibril. Jibril. And the Sahaba mentor is Muhammad Sallallahu. The Tabi'in mentor is the Sahaba. Tabi'in, the Tabi'in. Just continue. So this is very important for us also. Right? So you are lucky now. You're face to face with me. Right? Because a lot of people know the study by the Sheikh Google. It's a danger something. When you study alone without teacher, because with teacher, you not only study the knowledge, study the character, the influence of the teacher. Right? Musa alayhi salam, he walked, a long journey just to find Khidr, right? Yeah. And then maybe you ask question, why Jibril have to squeeze him? He said to Khadija was very painful. Ikra, 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 right? So this is indication that, when you work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not easy. Right? It's not easy. You start making dawah, when you start serious in religion, a lot of challenge from your friend, from anybody. Yeah. Another lesson we can learn from that the first revelation, Muhammad was scared. He is human being. Right? The first time he saw Jibreel alayhi salam. Whatever you look, you see him. He said, I saw Jibreel was sitting on the chair, but on the air. Can you imagine sitting on the air? So he ran, right? But after that, he never scared again anymore because he already have iman. So when he escaped, remember that for Hijrah, he was in the cave. Abu Bakr was scared, Rasulullah was calm, right? In the battle of Khandaq, the same iman. So iman can remove the fearless, the anxiety. Yeah. And then very interesting, the first surah was revealed is Iqra, read. Subhanallah. And where Muhammad live, وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًا فَهَدَى. Muhammad lived where? In the primitive, uncivilized, ignorant people. So only 10 people who know how to read and write in Makkah on the time. Subhanallah. Yes, on that time, they already have civilization, like in Greek, in India. But in that Makkah, nothing. Right? You know what people, when talk about the moon, crescent, and then become full moon, and then become small again. They said because there's a big animal eating them. That's how they think. Yeah? Yeah. But look at the first word is said knowledge, ikra. That then you have to change your life. Right? Anything have to start by knowledge. Especially to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? This is the difference between Islam and West civilization. The West only use the mind, right? What the mind, found, khalas. Yeah. So therefore, why is it Iqra bismi rabbik? Read in the name of your Lord. So the first thing, because who teach you? Where the knowledge come from? Right? Because you have two Iqra. Iqra or Rabbukal Akram. That means have to have two combination. As a Muslim, we have to know geography, we have to know math, you have to know everything. Right? But you have to acknowledge whether the knowledge of religion or dunya is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that can bring us to humbleness. Because one of the dangers, people have knowledge, but they become arrogant. Yeah, become, he look like he know everything. Yeah. And very interesting, the ayah start by Iqra and ended by what? Wasjud. Iqra, wasjud. Knowledge had to lead you into sujud. You have a lot of knowledge, but you become lazy to pray, lazy to obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This knowledge is not good. Right? So therefore, between beginning and the end is in the middle said, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يَنْهَى عَبْدًا إِذَا صَلَّى. This is Abu Jahl. He don't want to pray. لَا تُطِعْهُ. Don't obey them. Obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So knowledge, ibadah, and waqtarib. And then you become close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. Okay. Misbah?
After the first message thus received, revelation ceased for a certain period called Fatra, and then resumed. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah al-Ansari while talking about the period of pause in revelation, reporting the speech of the Prophet ﷺ. While I was walking, all of a sudden I heard a voice from the heaven. I looked up and saw the same angel who had visited me at the cave of Hira, sitting on a chair between the sky and the earth. I got afraid of him and came back home and said, "Wrap me in blankets." And then Allah revealed the following holy verses of the Quran. "O you covered in your cloak, arise and warn the people against Allah's punishment, up to and all pollution shan."
Subhanallah. Right? This is Fatra. So after the first revelation, some said 5 months, some 6 months. This is a pause. And Muhammad SAW, he start missing that Jibril. Where this man, right? People were scared, So now Jibril came and brought, Iqra bismi rabbika. He said, Ya ayyuhal muddathir, kum fa'andir. Muhammad, stand up. So this ayah asked Muhammad to start, delivering the message. So Surah Iqra, Muhammad did not get certificate, yes. Yes, he's prophet now, but he's not messenger yet. So the Surah Mudathir, this is like certificate Muhammad, this is you gum fa'andir. You know what he said to Khadijah, no more time for sleep. Allah said, until Allah revealed Surah Muzammil, right? Yeah. And the first thing he did, is he called his family, right? Because it wasn't وَأَنذِرْ أَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. And on that time, there was at night, there was Rasulullah invited them for dinner. It was only one plate, big plate. There were 32 people and two women. Abu Lahab said, Muhammad, what's this? We have 32. Only one. Yeah, will be enough. Because Allah wanted to show the miracle from the beginning. Yes, one plate enough for everybody. Barakah for Muhammad Sallallahu. Yeah. Nabil?
The second revelation. The second portion of the Quran revealed to the Prophet Muhammad SAW was a beginning of Surah Al-Mudathir. It now consists of 56 verses. The rest revealed later and begins as follows. O you, covered in your cloak, arise and warn, thy Lord magnify, thy raiment purify, pollution shun.
So remember that the Quran have two called according to tartib, right? And then according to tanzil, tartib, tanzil. According to tartib is from Al-Fatiha until Nas. It's called tartib, order. And that the Quran was put it in Lawh al-Mahfuz. And then on the night of power, Allah uh, bring down into the seventh heaven. They call still tartib, right? But then came down to Muhammad is not according to that tartib. You know, the first surah was revealed, supposed to be what? Al-Fatiha. You open Quran, Fatiha, and Alif Lam Mim. No. Al-Baqarah even is late. Rasulullah was in Medina, right? But was revealed short, mostly like a Juz Amma, very short surah. Because all the surah was revealed in the beginning is talking about certain topic that's most important. It's talk about Iman, about love in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about Jannah, about hellfire, right? There's no halal, no haram. Even in the battle of Badr, some Muslims still drink alcohol. It's not haram yet, right? No fasting yet. Women you don't need to wearing hijab, right? That's litter. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He have a good plan. In order to change people, have to change the heart first. You know, in 1930, America tried to ban alcohol. You know what happened? People more addicted. Right? What people put in jail because they violated what a lot of black market and all this. And after 2 years, you know, they abrogated that rule. They cancel. You are free now. You want to drink and drink. But look at Rasulullah. When the ayah about alcohol or wine is haram was revealed, you know, Anas bin Malik said, I was invited people and offered them drink. So everybody have a cup of wine in their hand. A man passed by. Innamal khamru wal maisiru. He relate to them. He's outside, not even inside. The ayah just revealed that wine is haram. And you know what happened? Maybe people now, okay, this is the last one. No, they put it. They put it. Subhanallah. Right? Why is it? Yeah, because the iman was changed. So therefore, the best study Quran is study Quran according to revelation. Start from Iqra and Mudathir, Muzammil, Surah Al-Fatiha, Sabbi Isma, and all that. You can Google Quran according to revelation. You can see, you know, got to start from how to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. Yeah. Naila? Are you there, Naila?
Many hold that Surah Al-Muzammil was the next revelation, then Surah Al-Fatiha. Among other early revelations which the Prophet declared in Mecca are, according to some reports, Surah 111, Surah 81, Surah 87, Surah 92, Surah 89, etc. Then revelation continued, mentioning paradise and hell, and until mankind turned into Islam. Then came revelation about halal and haram.
Halal and haram. Right? It's mostly in Medina. Yeah, we just mentioned. Okay, Fuad.
Surah 5:4 was the last to be revealed. This day I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favors upon you, and have chosen you for Islam as your religion.
Yeah. So after 23 years, and Muhammad Sallallahu with 125,000 Sahaba in the mountain of Ar-Rahman, right? Jibril came. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. This day I perfected, for you, your religion. Allah. Wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati, and completed my favor upon you. Wa raditu lakumul Islam adina. And inshallah, I please that Islam is the religion. This is the last one. When this ayah was revealed, Abu Bakr crying. Umar said, why are you crying? We need to be happy. Islam is complete. Yeah. But if Islam complete, that means the one who carry Islam will leave us, Muhammad. Yeah. Because not too long from this, Rasulullah passed away. Yeah, Abu Bakr very, very sensitive. Yeah. Yeah. Rinat.
The Quran was revealed in stages over a period of 23 years, and not as a complete book and one single act of revelation. There are a number of reasons for this. Most important are the following: to strengthen the heart of the Prophet ﷺ, by addressing him continuously and whenever the need for guidance arose, out of consideration for the Prophet ﷺ, since revelation was a very difficult experience for him, to gradually implement the laws of God, and to make understanding, application, and memorization of the revelation easier for the believers.
A believer, yeah? Because they're complaining, hey, Muhammad, why is it? All the book was revealed to Musa, to Isa, and other prophets just one time. Are you really prophet? So Allah answered, right? One of the reasons to strengthen, make it firm in the heart. When you study, just one book big like this is difficult for you, right? So therefore, why Sahaba, they can enjoy the Quran because they know when and where and how the ayah was revealed. When Rasulullah read, for example, Surah Iqra, remember, he was in the cave, right? When he says Surah, لَقَدْ سَمِعَ اللَّهُ, Allah did hear, right? The one who debate to him, oh, that woman when complained to him, تُجَادِلُكَ فِي زَوْجِهَا, right? And then I know this brother. So you can live there. And also for us, when you study, always have to be step by step, strengthen. You're going to memorize Quran, also the same. Repeat one ayah 20 times, 15 times, right? Yeah. And also, there is the ayah also have ruling. You have to implement the ruling, one time was the one, you have to pray, you have to fast with zakat, wearing hijab, no pork, people run away, right? That's why the reason Quran was revealed. and gradually. Yeah. I would like to share some interesting video with you.
Baptist household where church was everything. We always went to church no matter what, rain or shine. Up in a Southern Baptist household where church was everything. We always went to church no matter what, rain or shine, at home or traveling. It was top priority. I never enjoyed going to church, not because I was a typical teenage kid who wanted to be rebellious or someone who just wanted to sleep in on Sundays, although both did play a part. But I despised it because I felt no true or real connection with my so called faith. As I got older and older, I started obsessing over religion. By 16, I was reading forum after forum, watching debates on YouTube like there was no tomorrow. The more I read and watched, the more doubts grew in my mind. I kept my mouth shut, however, as coming out as non religious in a small southern town wouldn't be the wisest idea. I managed to make it through high school somehow, still going to church every Sunday and all that jazz. Everything changed when I got to college, however. I was out of state, young and free, no parents to monitor me, no rules to abide by. I could finally be myself. I didn't bother going to the church 2 minutes away from my dorm even once. Instead, I made new friends, started getting involved in clubs, and of course, going out and partying. I'll never forget the night, however, when everything changed. I was drunk out of my mind on a Saturday night, and I had gotten separated from my group of friends. I was stumbling all over the bar and somehow managed to get outside and sit on the bench. I couldn't even sit up straight because I was so drunk. Suddenly, a Muslim girl wearing a hijab came to me with a bottle of water, sat down next to me, and asked me if I was all right. Normally, when sober, whenever I saw a girl wearing a hijab, I instantly got put off. Terrible xenophobic and bigoted thoughts would come rushing to my mind. Why do they wear that? It's like they're subjecting themselves to hatred. They're clearly brainwashed. Were just a couple of thoughts that would pop up in my mind. However, in my drunk state, I couldn't have cared less and gladly accepted the water, thanking her. She said she noticed me and that she lived down the hall from me. She walked me back to my dorm, tucked me in, and even gave me another bottle of water. I was amazed at the kindness she was displaying when I looked back at it. The next morning, I stumbled upon her while being immensely hungover and started talking to her. She was a really cool person, and we shared so many interests and hobbies. And I felt stupid because my mind didn't want me to befriend people who wore hijabs. I asked her why she helped me, and she said that's just what we do. When I asked who she meant by we, she said Muslims. Genuinely curious, I asked why she even bothered to help a drunk. Since drinking was against her religion, that much along with no pork was my knowledge of Islam at the time. She said it didn't matter and that she would have helped anyone because that's just how she was raised. I was honestly so amazed to hear that because I figured Muslims only looked after Muslims. Just like how Christians mostly only look after Christians, at least where I grew up. We kept talking and chilling in each other's dorms, and she eventually gave me a copy of the Quran for me to read since I told her I was obsessed with religion, but never considered anything outside of Christianity. The feeling I got when I flipped page after page of the Quran was a feeling like no other. Almost indescribable, I felt a real connection, almost like God was speaking to me through the book. I was amazed by the scientific claims. Like, how could they have known about embryonic development in the 600s before any microscopes? It was amazing to me. I kept reading and reading for a couple of weeks, researching more and more about Islam. I was totally convinced. I felt a real connection. I told her how I felt, and she told me that if I was serious, that I should go to a mosque and recite the Shahada, which the very next day I did. It was a very emotional moment for me, with a couple of tears rolling down my eyes as I said it. It just felt like such a powerful statement to me. The rest from there on out is history. Nowadays, I'm very much involved in the Muslim Student Association at my school, setting up information booths and so on. People are always so surprised when they see me, a blue eyed blonde, teaching people about Islam and the Quran, but that doesn't faze me at all. I'm a proud Muslim, and my life has changed for the better in all honesty. I don't drink anymore. I became vegetarian. And I have a very close knit friend circle based on faith alone, which is so strong. I pray 5 times a day and became a morning person, which has helped me become less lazy and lead a more active life. I just thought I'd share because it's something I've wanted to tell people but never get the chance to.
Yeah. Subhanallah, right? This is what you call, sorry, kindness. Yeah, you're helping somebody. Imagine that sister. Anytime, every time that girl who just become Muslim, they pray, they fast, they do da'wah, she get also the credit. Subhanallah. Yeah. So next week, inshallah, the school start at 5:15 because of the Maghrib, right? So Maghrib, almost 6 o'clock. And also Afif and Amina, inshallah, you have to be ready for presentation, right? Let me read some of we just read it today, yeah? Afif, can you read?
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
7 tips for understanding the Quran. Number 1, always purify your intentions. Number 2, use a reliable translation if you don't understand Arabic. Number 3, never study a verse in isolation from other verses and hadiths on the topic. Number 5, check if there is a reason for revelation and understand its relevance. Number 4, prioritize explanation of the Prophet and his companions. Number 6, always clarify fiqh and aqidah verses with a scholar. Number 7, familiarize yourself with the sciences of the Quran, ulum al-Quran, for a deeper understanding.
Yeah, so the last one, that's what we're doing, right? So try don't miss the class, right? Because inshallah will benefit you, I think we did that last time. So let me make dua, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La yadurru ma ismihi shay'un fil ardi wa la fis sama wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La yadurru ma ismihi shay'un fil ardi wa la fis sama wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La yadurru ma ismihi shay'un fil ardi wa la fis sama wa huwa as-sami'ul alim. Did you read it every day? Don't forget. Very important, right? Please look at the meaning, right? Nothing can harm you. Right? Sometimes we follow doctor instruction, eat after breakfast, after lunch. you follow them. Why don't follow, right? So I encourage you, please take picture or if you memorize, alhamdulillah, but don't forget to read it, right? اللهم انفعني بما علمتني وعلمني ما ينفعني اللهم إنا نسألك فهم النبيين وحفظ المرسلين المقربين اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا رب اغفر لي ولوالدي وارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Right?